What's going on? Is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Familiar place. We used to vlogging from here, BTW. About to make my way over to Miami, my second home. And then Dallas is my third home. But Miami, I feel like I haven't visited here in a long time. I think the last time that we actually came to Miami, and we like to be here for the holidays because outside of Hawaii, it's the best place to visit weather-wise. So I think it's Hawaii, Miami, San Diego. I don't know. You guys can do some research for that and then let me know in the comments what's the best places to be at weather-wise in the winter. Although here has been pretty mild, which is a good thing, especially for a person that's building a house. I planned on giving you guys some updates, life updates on this particular video, but I wasn't able to do that because I got a little bit behind because I took a nap and I've been trying to chill out and cool out a little bit. Got a little gray in my beard. I have to get rid of that. I've been trying to cool out and chill out a little bit for the holidays. And even though work don't stop and we're gonna continue to hit it, gotta make sure that we take a little bit of self-care, reflect, plan for next year, and then we on top of it. Make sure that you guys tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Also, Tej Hanley, 30% off the first order plus a free gift. We just read up with Tej Hanley. And then last but not least, After Hours. So After Hours is formerly Fight Club. And After Hours, we're going to be doing a lot more, whole lot more. So we gearing up for that. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna do anything for that while I'm in Miami. But basically, beginning of the year, we really gonna start to be consistent with After Hours. So that's a new channel. If you haven't subscribed to that already, make sure you do so. I'll drop the link in the description for After Hours with Anton Daniels, or you can just put it in YouTube, After Hours with Anton Daniels. But what I wanted to talk to you guys today about is value. And not value as it relates to yourself, but value as it relates to the people that surround you, right? You don't want nobody around you that's not adding value into your life. Now, what I've been seeing from guys lately is, or let me rewind that. I'll talk about the guys in a minute. What I've been seeing from women, including on panels and in conversations, and even in a couple coaching calls, they're trying to convince me to convince you to make sure that you retire them. Now, naturally, the first question that most people will ask is, well, what do you bring to the table? And I know that that's a common question, but let me tell you why it's relevant. Let's rephrase it for a minute. Let's say, what value do you add? Because if you're only there just to serve as a trophy piece or something that we supposed to value, but it doesn't actually do anything, then we can get rid of you when we upgrade into a newer model, right? But if you bring value into a relationship, whether you're a guy or a girl, and this is the reason why the 50-50 conversation is relevant, if you bring value into a conversation or into a relationship, then that means that you're basically irreplaceable. When you think about a job, and I know people don't like to compare relationships to jobs, but relationships are the only thing that people can get away with, things that they wouldn't be able to get away with in other parts of the country or any other business or any other situation in life. If you're not producing on your job, then that means that you're no longer bringing value into the company. And so usually they'll get rid of you, or they'll merge and then replace you, or they'll just lay you off because you don't fit what it is that they're doing going forward. You can get laid off or you can get removed just because you're not a cultural fit. And you understand because you're like, well, this is business, this is just the way that things go. But when it comes to relationships, people are supposed to be loyal to you just because you. And so you see people say stuff like, well, I deserve love, or I deserve a great husband. Based off of what? And when you ask them that question, they're not able to give you a response because they bring no inherent value. They looking to capitalize off of you. They looking to be retired. They looking to be taken care of for the rest of their life. But they're not actually looking to add any value and then in return be taken care of, right? But when you have people, specifically women, that add value, you never let them go. You never let them go. It don't have nothing to do with looks mostly. It don't have anything to do with anything other than whatever it is that they bring into the relationship that make them irreplaceable. Now, they may get to a point to where maybe they not bringing any specific value, but they brought value into your life. And so you have a level of loyalty to them, right? I don't think you just should replace people in general, but we talking about the starting line. We talking about people that's looking to get to the starting line, that's looking to get you to marry them or get in a relationship in the first place. Why would you place yourself at a disadvantage just because she's there? And then some people, well, she had your kids, and then what? You had my kids. I gave you kids. Or will she bring sex? I'll bring sex to you. You benefit from that, right? And so we gonna throw that out of the window because that's just transactional. You can get that without even having somebody there for a long time. You could just get that off GP. I can go out there and get that from anybody. What other value do you bring into the relationship? And it's the same thing vice versa, right? It's the same thing with regard to guys. I don't think that women should just carry a man, but men already inherently understand that. They understand that they're not gonna be carried. We understand that we gotta work. We understand that we gotta take care of business. What you gonna have to understand is you don't deserve anything. The value is based off of what somebody is willing to pay for it. And if relationships are transactional, then that means that either you can be replaced by somebody that's more valuable to you or more valuable to him, or you just not as valuable as you think you are. And so I think that we need to start having some real life, uncomfortable conversations based off of what people really need in these relationships. Otherwise, if people just keep overvaluing themselves based off of what they think that they are versus what they really are, you're gonna have a situation where people are continuing to break up their families, people gonna have children out of wedlock, and they never gonna get married, which is, we already know that that's the foundation for a very bad society, because as men goes, as the leader of societies go, and I don't care how you feel about it, I don't care how feminine men become, I don't care how masculine women become, the success of a society is based off of whatever the strong man is, right? And so we need to start really understanding what being successfully in a relationship or in a marriage looks like. Otherwise, you're gonna find yourself even worse off than we become today. We not making no strides, we not becoming greater, we not becoming better stewards, we not having more wealth. We don't have any of that. The only thing that we have is generational curses that we trying to get over every day. And so the first thing that you got to do is reassess the situation to make a more informed decision. Fellas, don't let anybody else. See that? See that? Single mother, kid running around, hair not brushed. Just toe up. Just absolutely toe up. Just running around, making noise, no home training. That does not happen when you got a man in the household. It does not happen. But we not letting anybody distract us from what we doing going forward. Now that we have more information, now we can make more informed decisions. We're no longer keeping people around just because they just them. You're gonna have to come up with some other explanation as to what value you bring into this thing. Otherwise, you need to replace them. Y'all gotta stop and y'all gotta get over whatever these chicks look like and start really, really understanding what value she bring into it. Otherwise, you gotta let her go. She don't do that much, fam. She not that bad to where you just gotta hold on to her with her bad attitude and over talking, but she gonna have to actually bring some real value. Pretty privilege is gonna be a curse for y'all pretty soon. For real. Hey, that's a bar. Pretty privilege is gonna be a curse for y'all pretty soon. Yeah, we're gonna get that together. Listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I got a flight I gotta catch. I think it's the last flight out over to Miami. And then we gonna see y'all on the other side, all right? When I get back to Detroit, I'm gonna give y'all a life update. I'm gonna show y'all the Porsche. I'm gonna show y'all the updates on the properties because they standing up now. We can now see that they're actually a real thing. The framers is doing their thing, and we gonna go from there, all right? I love you. I appreciate you. I'm out.